Larry, good to see you. Today we get to talk through a retirement drawdown strategy. You have 6 tips to help make sure our money lasts. Of course, everybody spends decades building our nest egg. And then when we retire, we need a plan to stop saving and start spending, but not too much that you risk running out of money. It's a delicate balance that requires you to consider 6 variables. And the first one, Larry, is of course, you need a plan to minimize taxes.
Absolutely, Erin. That's probably one of the biggest expenses in people's retirement that they're really not aware of because of the way that different buckets of money is taxable, whether it's ordinary income or capital gains or Social Security pensions, that kind of thing. Taxes can be one of the most expensive costs to people in their retirement. They just don't realize it. As you see from this chart here, great chart that shows us that we don't realize it, but we're still at a very low tax percentages for what people are paying currently than we have been in years and years and years. Now, that is slated to go up in January of 2026 if
Mhm.
nothing changes. So we really need to take advantage of those lower taxes right now, but make sure we're looking at our full portfolios and looking to do some tax planning now before taxes do go up.
Mhm. And next, you need to figure out when is the most financially optimal time to claim Social Security.
One of the most misunderstood products in the world, I think, is that for retirees that they generally use a pencil and paper and just try to pick out how long before they break even. That's really when you use cost of living, the COLA adjustments from that, it's so different. When you look at when someone, when the first person is going to pass away and they lose one of those Social Securities. So I would tell you this is something that's so important that you should get with someone to help understand what those different I guess analysis are of if you live 5 years, 20 years, or so forth, the first to pass. So important to get someone who understands that and helps you create the right plan, coordinated with your assets that you've saved as well as potential pension.
Right, one of the most important decisions you'll make in retirement. And then for those who are lucky enough to have a pension, you need to choose the right pension payout.
Same thing as the Social Security really is there. With the pension, there's maybe a little bit less opportunity where there's less options sometimes. So do I take a lifetime payout or a life with 10, a joint, what have you? So, but still very important because this is always going to be under ordinary income tax. So it's that sources of income that could raise your overall taxes. But very, very important that we're protecting the spouse that, if you were to predecease, to make sure that that pension is doing its job. And there are,
Mhm,
again, if you use the full toolbox of products, you can help safeguard that pension.
mhm. And then next is the delicate balance between guaranteed income and long-term growth.
Yeah, that's where you really need to take a look. And I keep speaking about coordination of products is that, if you have a portfolio and you're trying to make sure it lasts forever, then you may want to lower the overall risk. All right. But then you also have inflation that might take that away. So you may use either lowering that risk in your portfolio or maybe using a longevity annuity to make sure that your money lasts as long as you do.
Mhm. I'm glad you mentioned longevity, Larry, because of course everybody needs a plan for longevity. We're living longer.
Hey, blessedly, we're living longer.
Yes.
Many of us will live 25, 30 years or longer in retirement. So, our nest eggs have to last a whole lot longer now than they used to, which is a blessing for us. But we have to coordinate it we don't want to, I guess, overspend early. But we also don't, in my mind, if we're going to pass a legacy along, let's pass it around along the right way. You don't want to pass away with the most money. They say that you don't be the richest person in the graveyard. So let's make sure that we have enough money. Let's plan for that. Let's do it efficiently though, so we can spend accordingly.
Hmm. And of course, you need a plan that accounts for inflation.
Absolutely. It's fun for me when I speak with people and they say, if I only had $6,000 a month forever, I'd be fine. Then I show them that $6,000 a month now in 10 years, you might need 7,200 based on inflation just to do the same job that's not getting a raise. So very important that we create that. And this past year has shown us all that, from food, eggs and bacon and so forth, we know inflation is real. So we need to make sure
Hmm.
we plan for it.
Hmm. All right, Larry, if somebody would like to talk to you, because clearly there's a lot of moving parts to figuring out, your whole financial plan to make sure you don't run out of money in retirement, how can they get a hold of you with questions?
They can call our office, 615-216-1048, or they go to our website and get an appointment, SFAWealth.com.
Great. Larry, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.